Hello, I'm Steve Weber, the host of Beatles Rewind. Good afternoon, everybody. It's October 29th, 2025. As always, I'm joined by my co-host and fellow Beatle maniac, Cassandra. Cassandra, can you turn down your Spotify for a sec? Turn on your mic.
Hi, Steve. I'm ready. Go.
Okay, today we're focusing on one single song. I saw her standing there. One bit of trivia. Paul's working title for this song was Simple One Thing. The word 17.
17. Yeah, it's amazing how that detail kind of sets the scene, doesn't it? This wasn't just, another track on an album.
No, not at all.
It was like this explosion, a declaration, really, raw energy saying, here we are. It summed up everything the Beatles were about to become.
Absolutely. And that working title, 17, it connects straight to what listeners want from these deep dives, right? Quick, insightful knowledge.
Exactly. So our mission today is to kind of fast track through the making of the song. We'll look at the creative spark, the teamwork, the historical context that just made it the perfect announcement.
Right. It had to be the perfect opening statement for Beatlemania. So, okay, let's unpack this. Starting right at the beginning, autumn 1962. Paul gets an idea.
Yeah, and it's really interesting how deliberate it was. Paul McCartney, he's just 20 years old then, October 62.
Just a kid, really.
But he gets it. He knows that the key is connecting with teenage girls. That's the core audience, the growing fan base.
Well, he's thinking strategically from the get-go.
Totally. The sources say he started writing it coming back from a gig in Southport. Then he worked out more details at Rory Storm's house, October 22nd. The goal was clear. Make an anthem for that audience.
And that original title, 17, and those first lines.
Oh, yeah. She was just 17, never been a beauty queen. It's a bit on the nose, isn't it? A bit basic.
A little clunky, maybe? Lacks the magic.
It definitely lacks the magic, which is where John Lennon comes in. This is the classic McCartney-Lennon partnership kicking into high gear.
At Forthland Road, Paul's place. And there's that great detail about them maybe smoking tea leaves in his dad's pipe.
Yeah, I love that story. Whether it's true or not, it just paints this picture of them, young guys experimenting, trying anything, total DIY spirit.
And Lennon, he spots the problem straight away.
He does. He zeroes in on Beauty Queen. It's just clumsy, too specific, maybe a bit cliche even then. It just didn't sing.
It limited the song, right?
Yeah.
Tied it down too much.
Exactly. So the fix, the fix is just brilliant. They ditch the awkward rhyme.
Then replace it with...
You know what I mean. 4 simple words.
Oh, genius. Pure genius.
Isn't it? Suddenly it's suggestive, it's playful, it's kind of innocent, but not entirely. And it's so flexible.
It lets the listener fill in the blank. Everyone knows what they mean.
Precisely. That's the aha moment. It turns a decent little pop song into something.
Yeah.
Something with a wink. It invites you in.
Like sharing a secret. And we know they worked on this together. Mike McCartney's photos show them with that Liverpool Institute exercise book, figuring it out. You can almost see the moment happening.
Yeah, that physical evidence is fantastic. It makes it real. So the lyrics are sorted, much stronger. But the song needed power, right? That driving force.
Which leads us to the music itself. The rock and roll DNA.
Yeah, and this is where it gets really interesting, especially thinking about music today.
You mean the bass line? Paul was always very open about borrowing it.
Open is one way to put it. He lifted it wholesale. I mean, exactly note for note from Chuck Berry.
Chuck Berry's I'm Talking About You from 61.
That's the one. An identical riff, bang.
Now, today, that would be complicated. Lawsuits flying.
Oh, absolutely. But back then, 1962, it was kind of how things were done in rock and roll. You built on what came before. It was almost expected.
So McCartney's view was?
His take later on was basically, if a bass riff fits perfectly, if it gives the song the energy it needs, it doesn't have to be brand new. They played Berry stuff all the time live.
Right, it was part of their vocabulary.
Exactly. So using that riff felt natural. It was embedding the song in that tradition, not trying to hide its roots. Celebrating them, almost.
Okay, so the words are fixed, the killer riff is in place. How quickly did it come together then?
Pretty fast, actually. About a month after Paul first started it. And by December 62, they were already playing it live constantly.
Including those legendary gigs at the Star Club in Hamburg.
Oh, yeah. It was a staple, which is so important, that road testing.
You mean working out the kinks in front of an audience?
Yeah, polishing it, seeing what worked, how the crowd reacted to that rhythm, those lyrics. They knew it landed before they even got near a studio. It was already tight.
Which sets the stage perfectly for the recording session. And this is where it gets really interesting, the production side of things.
February 11th, 1963, EMI Studios, an absolutely legendary day in music history.
The marathon section.
You got it. Norman Smith Engineering. They banged out, what, 10 tracks for the Please Please Me album.
10 out of 14 in basically one long caffeine-fueled burst.
Just incredible energy. Apparently, they were surviving on adrenaline and throat sweets by the end.
And George Martin, the producer, he had a specific goal, didn't he? It wasn't about making it slick.
No, quite the opposite. He'd seen them at the Cavern Club. He wanted that energy, that raw live electricity. He wanted to capture the sound of the club on vinyl.
So I saw her standing there.
Yeah.
How many takes?
They tried 9 takes, 9 attempts to nail it.
And the winner was?
Take 1, which is kind of funny, right? All that effort, and they went back to the very first try.
Why do you think that was?
Probably because it was the freshest, the most spontaneous. It had that initial burst of energy they were looking for. They barely touched it afterwards, just added hand claps as an overdub.
Okay, so if take 1 was the one they used, where did that iconic count-in come from? The 1, 2, 3, 4. Everyone knows.
Yes, that wasn't on take 1.
So
That was George Martin's masterstroke. Pure genius, really.
Yeah.
He physically took the count in from the beginning of take 9.
from a different take entirely,
Yeah.
and just spliced it onto the start of take 1.
Exactly. Cut the tape, stuck it on. A deliberate editing decision.
But why? Why not just, use the count-in from take 1 or just start the song?
Well, okay, practically, yeah. It gives the band the tempo, a clear starting pistol, but artistically. Oh, it did so much more.
What do you mean?
Martin wanted you, the listener, to feel like you were right there. Like the whole album was happening live, right in front of you.
Breaking the fourth wall almost.
Kind of.
Yeah.
That count-in just shatters any formality. It makes them sound like 4 regular guys, your mates, just about to kick into a song in your living room. Not like distant, polished stars.
It's immediate, intimate, accessible.
Totally. It screams spontaneity, even though it was actually edited on. It was the perfect introduction, not just to the song, but to the whole band, the whole phenomenon.
Which makes its placement on the album absolutely crucial.
No question. It had to be track 1.
Yeah.
On the UK debut, Please Please Me, and on the first US album, introducing the Beatles. It carried this huge weight, defining who they were right from the first second.
And then it's Journey in America. That's another story again.
Yeah, because Capitol Records finally signed them, right? Late 63. And their first U.S. single is I Want to Hold Your Hand. Huge hit.
Number 1 launches Beatlemania stateside. And on the B-side.
There it is. I saw her standing there, which is just incredible, really. Talk about an embarrassment of riches.
Having that song as a B-side.
It's crazy. And it wasn't just filler. B-sides didn't usually chart back then. Not like that.
But this one did.
Oh, it did. Entered the Billboard Hot 100 February 8th, 1964. Stayed there for 11 weeks. Peaked at number 14.
Wow, number 14 for a B-side.
Ow.
That's massive.
It proved they weren't just a fluke. They had depth. Loads of great songs ready to go.
And those 2 songs, I Want to Hold Your Hand and I Saw Her Standing There, they really were the 1-2 punch that introduced America to the band, weren't they?
Absolutely. Both capture that youthful energy, that teenage romance thing, but they're slightly different flavors.
How so?
I Want to Hold Your Hand is kind of sweet anticipation, right? Asking permission, nervous excitement, new love.
Yeah, the hand-holding stage.
Yeah.
Innocent.
Whereas I Saw Her Standing There is just bam. Instant attraction. Seeing someone across the room and your heart just, leaps. It's immediate. It's raw.
More primal energy.
Exactly. And both songs were right there, front and center, on that first Ed Sullivan Show appearance, February 9th, 1964.
73 million people watching, seeing and hearing both sides of that energy.
That moment just cemented everything. And the legacy of I Saw Her Standing There, well, it speaks for itself. Rolling Stone put it at 139 on their 500 greatest songs list back in 2004.
Yeah, deservedly so. But there's another detail about its legacy that's just amazing.
Which one are you thinking of?
The solo performances.
Yeah.
It's the only Beatles song that all 4 of them performed solo after the band split up.
That's right. Isn't that incredible? Paul, John, George, Ringo. They all played it at some point in their solo careers. It was like this shared piece of their history they all kept coming back to.
A common thread running through all their post-Beatles lives.
Yeah. And maybe the most poignant example, John Lennon. His last big live performance.
Madison Square Garden 74 with Elton John. The surprise appearance.
That's the one. And the first song he chose to play. Out of everything in his catalog.
I Saw Her Standing There.
I Saw Her Standing There, where it all began for them, in a way. And it was one of the last songs he ever performed live on a major stage. Just wow.
It really brings it full circle. From that first clunky line about a beauty queen to this iconic powerhouse track with a story that spans decades, that count-in. Hey, it really was more than just four numbers.
Oh, much more. It was the starting gun, an invitation, a revolution in 4 syllables, like you said. And 60 years on, it still sounds fresh, still exciting.
It really does. Still makes you want to jump up.
It does. It's got that raw, undeniable energy.
So here's something to think about as we wrap up. Our final provocative thought for you listening. Think about modern music production.
Okay.
Everything now is about perfection, right? Cleaning everything up, silence before the music starts, every tiny click, every breath removed, surgical precision.
Yeah, auto-tune, quantizing everything, making it flawless.
So if I saw her standing there, was recorded today, that 1, 2, 3, 4, it probably wouldn't make the cut. George Martin, or his modern equivalent, would likely edit it out as unprofessional noise.
You're probably right. It's extraneous sound. Imperfection.
Exactly. So the question is, what do we actually lose when we chase that level of perfection? When we edit out the human element, that little bit of raw energy, that spontaneity?
Do we lose that feeling of connection? That sense that the band is right there counting you in? Does making it perfect actually make it less engaging somehow?
Something to think about. Well, thanks for joining us today. Whenever you feel like knowing more about the Beatles, visit us at BeatlesRewind.com. Every day, we do something new there. Cass will do it again tomorrow.
Absolutely. Looking forward to it. Bye, everyone.
Until next time, when you listen it.
Your mind conducts its own symphony.